RevPro had its 100 Live in London show, and unfortunately, I should have known better. You see, Live in London shows are usually shows not really to be expecting the quality of matches you would see on regular RevPro shows. But seeing as how this was their 100 show, and the card did look enticing, including a RevPro title match, I expected better, but didn't get it. Luke Jacobs versus Leon Cage opened up the show with Jacobs winning with a lariat. The back and forth I thought worked. The crowd was into it, pretty much due to Cage return from injury. But then RevPro does what RevPro does. They didn't know when to go home. The false finishes piled up and pretty much dragged at points. They had everything working, and it kept going past the point where they should have wrapped it up. If you cut some stuff out, this would have been a great match, possibly. Instead, it was a 3.5-star match. The undercard matches like David Francisco and J.J. Gale versus Connor Mills and Jay Joshua had some solid structure, with Mills winning pretty much with a flapjack combo. It was competent, however, it was forgettable at just 2.5 stars. Nino Bryant and Zander Bryant versus Cameron Khai and Leon Slater saw Khai pitting Nino, which pretty much sets up a cruiserweight title match in the near future. Now, the dynamic of Nino trying to control Zander worked, but as a match, it was pretty much blah to me. This gets 1 3/4 stars. Both matches did their job, but neither stuck. Dragon Dia and Dragon Kid versus CPF I thought was a fun match. It had nice spots, sequences, and some nice pacing. Now, both Dragon Gate guys brought their style and adapted it well, and CPF as usual worked like they always do, which is pretty consistent. But the match ended before it could reach that next level at just 3.5 stars. Then things start to get interesting. Ricky Knight Jr. versus Trent 7 had the intensity, including a gut wrench bomb reverse into a DDT onto the outside. At this point, I was really starting to get into this. Then there was the countout finish. Now look, I get it. It's continuing the Sunshine Machine story, but it stopped the match cold. You get invested, they build to it, then it ends on a countout. I gave this one just 2.5 stars. Kanji versus Emersyn Jayne in the best 2 out of 3 falls match I thought was a really good match. The first fall took nearly 20 minutes. And for me, I thought it worked for the story that they was trying to tell, mixing the technical style with some solid pacing with it. Then the next 2 falls came too quick, just way too quick for me. It pretty much diluted everything they built in that first fall. You had 20 minutes of work, then you rushed through the payoff. I wish this had better balance, and if it did, it would have been great. Instead, though, I only gave this just 3.5 stars. Alex Windsor versus Nina Samuels. Bruh, this one stung for me. With the Cutthroat Collective story going in, I expected way better than this. Now, there was some nice back and forth, some good pacing, and it set the tone, but then it just ended. A very anticlimactic ending at that. The pieces were there in this match. The story was there in this match, but they didn't capitalize like I think they should have. I only gave this one just 2.5 stars. And in the main event, Saul Samuels defended the RevPro Undisputed British Heavyweight title against Michael Oku. I pretty much thought this match was good. It had nice pacing, it slowed down when it needed to, had good back and forth, and there was even a roll-up near fall where I thought Oku had the match won. But for a title match with these two on show number 100, I just expected more. They were building something, and it never got to that where it needed to go. I only gave this one just 3.25 stars. It was good, but not what it should have been. Live in London shows aren't something to watch for match quality, but more so for storyline progression. Fine. But this was the 100 edition of this, with matches like the RevPro title match, the 2 out of 3 falls match, the follow-up to the recent Cutthroat Collective story, Dragon Kate talent coming in here. I just expected more. But instead, and I can only blame myself for thinking, but this was just another Live in London show that happens to be number 100. This show gets a 6.5 out of 10. I don't recommend this show.